ago, I was driving with a shuttle from Greater Noida to center of Delhi. It was like 8 o'clock p.m. And suddenly, totally stranger, a woman on my left side, we were sitting together in the bus, touched my hand and said, "You see there?" I looked there, through the window, "You see, this is Ashkardam temple." And I said, "Wow, what a magnificent building," and nice pretty lady sitting, totally stranger to me, was showing me the beauty of India, of people. And I thought for a moment and said, how come that this beautiful country with such a warm people, nice people, very open, cannot be maybe so successful in terms of education and especially in terms of healthcare? And I'm sorry, I will just go to. And I said, how come that, thank you very much, how come that we cannot improve, not only in Slovenia, which is a 2 million population country, these two sectors, or let's focus on healthcare this time. And this brought me back of when we started years ago with these simple questions. When you ask, we were, as IT guys, we were asked these simple questions by doctors. And we were not possible to give them the answer. And what we found, which is really even more interesting, is that these are not the question or similar questions that are asked only in Slovenia or in Europe, but are asked also in India. We have learned this today as well. So what we have learned that time is that it could be maybe fine or great, especially for Slovenia, as I said, we should really focus on some particular technologies. Let's make value out of data. What does it take? Well, actually, there are basically four requirements that should be met. First, this data should somehow give meaning. So collecting data is okay, analyzing data is okay. But doctors don't understand, I hope they don't understand IT, and I hope they will not be forced to understand IT at all in the future. Sharing data is something that we learned how powerful it is from the perception of Facebook. Younger people are sharing data today. Aggregation, different types of data are available, and when doctor would like to treat people, he needs different types of information, and he has to rely on those information. And more important, especially for the hospitals and for national healthcare systems, okay, we can set up once the system. Usually the very closest case is lots of you are coming from companies. If you set up simple web-based websites, it's okay. But if you go and look the website 3 months later, and if this website is the same, so not updated and cannot be changed and follow actually the life, this is not worth to have one. So basically, I've been talking about data. Today you can find images, they are standardized. Documents as well. What about structured data? Well, we found two possible solutions are available. One is OpenHR and another is HL7. Why we picked up OpenHR? Well, because it is built on open community, which deals and gathers doctors, clinical researchers, engineers, ITs, and they actually on the pretty much same concept as Wikipedia is built. They built OpenHR system. You can go and see it. I don't want to go into the details. And these open models are available to you or to IT guys to prepare solutions. So this community is being around for some time, and it grows also on real life implementation and gather experiences and includes those experiences in this OpenHR community. It is widely adopted by many countries. You can see different types of stakeholders in healthcare which are adopting. In the parentheses you see the number of these. So over 20 healthcare providers and authorities throughout the world. One thing on the right side, you cannot see currently Indian flag. Well, I could put it on, but there are no OpenHR activities in India. So what we did particularly in Slovenia, two things. First, you cannot expect from 2 million people nation to have a big global companies, so we built a cluster of different companies. There are only few listed, but just for reference. These are IT hardware companies, platform, interface, analytical, big data, Internet of Things, you name it. And it is growing, and its goal is to grow internationally. And the other thing is that we used OpenHR, as a platform to build a tool. This is what I was talking about. So OpenHR is a global community. This cluster built so-called, okay, it could be called, and I will not talking about this Think EHR. Anyway, this is an open platform, a tool that is used today. What we did in Slovenia, where we started, there may be two important references. One is we're using this platform together with partners who are developing the final solutions, Children's Hospital in Ljubljana, which is the capital of Slovenia, and this concept is also used for a national open health data repository. Even more, we wanted to scale up, which is probably the question we can get when we will present in country like India or in any of your states. So what is impressive here is Norway, an IT healthcare provider, approached this cluster like months ago. They had meeting online. It was showed how quickly you can use this and build new application. It was like 15 minutes by a product manager live on the meeting. They said they will use 3 to 6 months to provide new solution. And it will cost, of course. The idea here why we started this is because a country of 2 million people cannot afford for the hospitals to buy really expensive, big, complex systems. And this is something which is different. In Russia, Moscow, you can see some numbers I don't want to go through, but they are pretty much the same that can be found in Indian cases. I think also these presentations will be available. So not going into the details. Yes, we are using cloud already. Today, we have heard there is no particular, let's say, or dedicated healthcare platform. I think we have, which is still a niche. EHR doesn't give you complete solution, but is important part of complete healthcare information system. So what is the idea? Keep the data separated from the application. It will long live the hospitals, the national healthcare, and so on. So it is vendor independent, and it is dynamic, and it will last for longer. What is the impact? Many things that we heard today were different issues, and definitely this concept reduces the time. The development costs in some cases are even handed over to those SMEs we are innovating, building the applications. Okay, about the quality, it's okay. Solid foundation, it is something important for the hospital and national users. So it supports actually the complete clinical process, and it also is building, or let's say, engaging the global community, which is important. The governments and healthcare programs can get sources, from different sources, the data, can compare this data. They will know, and they know today where they are, and in the future they will know if their actions they used had any impact at all, like body mass index. If you don't know for the nation, for your all over the place, because there are different types of data, they cannot be combined and analyzed, OpenHR will solve it. Then in, I don't know, in a year you can check once again with those data and see if your actions had some influence on this. Then vendor developers, this platform is ready. We can think about it, how it can be used, and invite SMEs to start using it, to provide applications and to start really innovating with SMEs. So this system is beyond basically the clinical data repository, but anyway, I will not go deeply what are all the benefits and so on. This is something which is beyond this conference, but if this concept and idea is interesting, then I suggest, starting from the drive I had the other day from Greater Noida, maybe we can find a way to help at least, I don't know, in the next 5 to 10 years, starting this process from, I don't know, not really from scratch, because we have many references and this is a global community, but still improving in an innovative way. So thank you very much for attendance and attention, and I will be here with my colleagues for other questions. Thank you.